Hey Valley Metal, welcome back. Tonight we're going to learn how to multiply mixed numbers, but first our creepy question of the day. What was a safety coffin and what was its purpose? There's my Twilight Zone music. Let's get to the target officially. 5.5b, I can multiply mixed numbers without a calculator. Let's do this thing. All right, the problem du jour. My lovely wife Martha makes 2.5 dozen cookies in each batch. She makes 3 batches. How many cookies did she make? Or how many dozen did she make? Well, you've got 2.5 dozen times 3 batches. What do we do? Well, we got to change that mixed number into an improper fraction. So you say 2 times 2 is 2 plus 1 is 5. So 2.5 is the same as 5 halves. We'll go over that in a little bit. Then you multiply it by 3, which is 3 over 1. 5 times 3, 15. 2 times 1, 2. If you divide that out, you'll get 7.5 dozen cookies. Nice. Makes sense. 3 times 2 would be 6. 3 times a half is 1.5, so 7.5 dozen cookies. Let's see what's hiding down here. Just a little note. Remember, that's how we got there. 7 times 2 is 14. That takes care of 14. And then there's still 1 left over, which becomes the half. 7. The leftover is half. 7 and 1/2. All right. Here we go. Must know words. Mixed number. That's a whole number with a fraction, like 3.5. An improper fraction, that's a fraction where the denominator is smaller than the numerator, or numerator bigger than the denominator. So here we go. We have 3.5 times 10. Well, we got to take and switch this to an improper fraction. So 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So that's how I got to 7 halves. Times, of course, 10 over 1. We end up with 7 times 10 is 70. 2 times 1 is 2. 70 divided by 2 is 35. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. But first, my friends, we need to do a little review. I've done it a couple of times here. I've changed a mixed number into an improper fraction, but I wanted to take you through it step by step. Here's a mixed number. It's 4 and 1/4. To change that into an improper fraction, you multiply the whole number times the denominator. 4 times 4, you get 16. You add the top number of the numerator, giving you 17. So 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17. I wrote it down here too. 4 times 4 is 16. Then you take 16 plus the numerator, gives you 17/4. I'm going to let you look at that for just about 30 seconds. Make sense? Good. You'll need to know how to do that proficiently tonight to work through these examples. All right, multiplying mixed numbers. Here's our first example. We got 4 steps this time. That first step now becomes changing the mixed number to an improper fraction. So we have 4 9/10 times 1/2. So we only have one mixed number here, but 4 times 10 is 40, plus 9 is 49/10. So now we got 49/10 times 1/2. Just take that straight across. 49 times 1 is 49. 10 times 2 is 20. We got 49/20 is our answer. Now, you've got to take and rewrite this because that's an improper fraction. So there's 20 pieces in a whole, so I subtract one whole here with 20 out of 20. I subtract another whole with 20 out of 20. So I've got I've got 2 wholes, and I've got 9/20 remaining. And there's my answer. Okay? All right, let's take a look at another example. This one here is 2 2/3 times 1 1/8. I've worked this problem 2 ways, reducing ahead of time or right away and then reducing afterwards so you can see it. All right, so here's what it is, 2 2/3 times 1 1/8. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8/3. So here's my 8/3 down here. This one is 1 times 8, which is 8, plus 1 is 9. So I have 9/8. That's where that came. So I've rewritten those mixed numbers as improper fractions. Multiply straight across. 8 times 9, 72. 3 times 8, 24. If I divide both of these numbers by 24, I'll get 3 over 1. Or if I just take 72 and divide it by 24, I'm going to get 3. Depends upon how you want to do it. Either way works. Your answer is 3. Okay? I want to show you this problem reducing ahead of time earlier too. Same problem, 2 2/3, 1 1/8. Here I have 8/3, here I have 9/8. But watch how I did this. I had 8 and 8 here, so I divided by 8, I had 1. Divided by 8, I have 1. Here I've got 9 and 3, I can divide by 3, so divide by 3, it's 1, 3. Divide by 3 up here, it's 3. I end up with these fractions rewritten as 1 over 1 and 3 over 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 over 1, which is still 3. So it kind of depends upon how you want to do this. If you're having any trouble at all with it, I would just multiply the fractions, the numerators and the denominators, and then reduce. This mess here, if you understand it and you give yourself enough paper and work neatly, it's beautiful, simple, less mental math. But in this case here, having 72 over 24, these are numbers that you're going to be able to work with. And even though you won't be able to use a calculator, you will be able to work down from that and figure these numbers out. Okay? All right. Multiplying fractions. Here's the 3 bottom lines for multiplying fractions or mixed numbers that I want you to take into consideration when you work through the next couple problems. First rule, turn any mixed numbers into an improper fraction. For instance, 2 1/2 becomes 5 halves or 5 over 2. Got to do it. Got to change mixed numbers to improper fractions. Second rule, just multiply straight across. No common denominator needed. Third rule, reduce those fractions or rewrite them when you get to the end in case you have an improper fraction, or if you have 6/8, you need to reduce that down to 3/4 to express it in simplest form. Okay, here are 2 problems you can try on your own. First one, 1 2/3 times 2 3/8. Go ahead and pause the video and give it a shot. Go. I see dead people. I haven't said that in 3 videos. It's allowed. All right, here we go. Well, I rewrote this. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 2 is 5/3. So I have 5/3 here, and I rewrote this one. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So I wrote 9/4. Simple rewriting. Okay? Well, actually I could reduce right here, but I didn't do it. 5 times 9 is 45. 3 times 4 is 12. End up with 45 12s. Again, I like to think of it this way. Take out a group of 12, a group of 12, and a group of 12. So here's 36, or a total of 3. So 45 minus 12 minus 12 minus 12 gives me 9. So I end up with 3 wholes and 9 twelfths remaining. Another way of looking at it is 3 3/4 once I simplify 9 twelfths. Okay? Hope you got that one right. Here we go. Here's another one. 3 1/4 times 2 2/5. Go ahead and pause it and work through that. All right, I'm back. Let's see how you did. Well, 3 times 4 is 12, and 1 is 13/4. 2 times 5 is 10, and 2 is 12/5. So, this time I decided to reduce. I divided by 4. So I got 1 down here, I divided by 4 here, and I got 3. 13, oops, now I'm down to here. 13 times 3 is 39. 1 times 5 is 5. 39/5. I did this one a little bit different the way I reduced it. I knew that 7 times 5 was 35, so that's going to give me a total of 7 wholes. And then I said I have 39 in the numerator. Minus that 35 leaves me 4. So that becomes my new numerator. So I have 7 4/5. Let me just check to see if it equals 39/5. Just reverse it. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 4, 39. Smooth, isn't it? All right. Okay, here are your 2 questions to try for your ticket. I'll pause for a minute and let you write these down. 2 2/5 times 1 1/4, and then 1 3/4 times 2 1/2. Okie dokie. The trivia question. What was a safety coffin and what was its purpose? Kind of creepy. Sometimes they used to bury people alive, so what they did was, For a while they had people patented a safety coffin, which would have a string that hung down underneath the ground with the bell up on top. That way, if they buried a person alive, the person could pull a string, ding, 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 and ring the bell, letting them know that, hey, there's a guy who's alive in that coffin. Same type of design here, too. This was the British version. Creepy! That's the last thing I want to think about. I'm a little claustrophobic. All right. Thanks for listening. Hope you learned how to multiply mixed numbers tonight. Have a good evening. Bye.